I'm Alessandra Barrett, Senior Content Editor for JOC, and I'm at our 2019 TPM conference with Graham Parker, CEO of Kontainers. Great to have you here, Graham.
Great to be here, thank you.
Kontainers is a client-facing software provider for ocean freight. Can you give me a little bit of background? And you had a shipping background, which is a bit unique
Yes.
with software providers in our space. Give me a bit of a background on how you got here.
Yeah, sure. So I actually dropped out of college. I was doing business and somehow got sucked into the shipping world in my early 20s and was just drawn to global commodities and the geography and the currency aspect. And when I was 22, I set up my own freight forwarding business. And people often asked me what was my biggest challenge. It was that I looked about 12 years old. And in the first year, I got to $1 million in sales. And every year for 6 years, I doubled it in size up to about $20 million. And eventually, I got to a stage of going to see clients, and I just got really frustrated with presenting spreadsheets when they were showing me Salesforce integrations and Office 365 and Dropbox. And I had this great friend called Charles Lee, who was a real innovator and a technologist. And we got together and said there has to be a way that we can build some solutions to help the industry. It's got to move forward, and we're sure it's going to happen in the next decade. So that was where kind of the idea for Kontainers came from.
So from your perspective, how do we close the tech gap? You obviously started this based on seeing that gap. How do we close it in a meaningful way, not just with words?
Yeah. You know, I think the gap between companies and consumers is becoming more and more blurred. It's so easy now to sit in your living room and go to Amazon and order something and have it delivered in, 2 hours in some places. And I think the same expectation is starting to become more and more apparent within the BCO world and by default in the freight forwarding world. Shippers have all of these wonderful SaaS-based solutions that they use to run their business. It could be, Salesforce or a lot of these great tools like Office 365. And I think the way technology has evolved over the last decade, it's just not enough to, force people to phone and email for information. So, we believe that it's possible to deliver all of this digitally, and it's obviously a super exciting time in the industry, and we've concentrated on delivering front-end solutions. So to try deliver almost a consumer-esque solution to the forwarders via the BCOs.
What area of technology do you think is the most misunderstood in our space?
I think probably blockchain. It's been such a big buzzword over the last few years. I heard Peter talk about it when he opened the show yesterday. He talked about blockchain a lot in the 2018 TPM, and it is a very exciting technology, and you hear a lot of use cases, and there certainly will be a lot of use cases in logistics. But when we talk about it, we often compare it to freight technology being an awesome big skyscraper. And we're busy at the foundation level putting in all of the core and putting in a first story and a second story. And blockchain feels like a really nice penthouse on top of it. And we've got to get the foundation right. So I think blockchain is really misunderstood. On one side, it's a really exciting technology, but I think we've got to get a lot of the standards right. Andre Sima spoke really well yesterday about making good standards and getting data flows in and out of systems in the right way. And I think there's a lot of that needs to be done before we can really harness the true power of blockchain.
Great. Well, thanks for taking time to sit down with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've been speaking with Graham Parker, CEO of Kontainers.